from the basement of Geek Public Radio and the bowels of the internet. That's right, it's Friday night. That means it's the Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio.
And
hello,
welcome to the Man Cave.
Wow, I'm like really loud.
No, that's normal.
Hey.
Oh. So we're missing a couple tonight.
Yeah, it is a Man Cave. It is Friday night right here. We have alcohol.
Yes, we still have that.
But we're missing JC and we're missing Bill.
Yeah, Bill's laid up for the night, couldn't make it. JC must still be grounded.
I thought Bill was trying to surf the floodwaters.
Well, he's got more of a swamp out there.
I know that. What was they talking about? I heard somewhere on the news. It was on the way home tonight. It was a dam somewhere, and I think they get power off. Don't quote me on this, but it's pretty much they had to shut it down, evacuate everybody because they're afraid it's getting ready to fall into the river. I mean, that's how bad it is out there along Arkansas, Mississippi. All those rivers is just.
Yeah, they're way past normal flood stage. They're getting to like historic flood stages.
Oh yeah. Yeah, a buddy of mine lives out in Iowa on the Mississippi. They hit historic already this year. And it's went down some and it's come back and it's went up. But their levees are breaking and it's insane. I don't know if it's global warming or not. There you go.
Could you imagine if it was, if this would have happened, say, 2 months ago? Like this much water. It would how much snow it would
what is it? Every inch of rain equals 6 inches of snow, or maybe I'm on the light
something
side.
like that. Yeah
it's
we'd be under like 20 feet of snow.
Oh yeah.
You'd just be like, look out the window and be all snow.
Yep.
So that's what I think about. It's like, oh, when it quit raining, it's like, well, at least it's not snowing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that would be my luck.
When you have to work out in it. And I've actually been fairly lucky. I mean, it's rained either before or after work. We haven't been really raining out much this year. The only problem I got now is if I put equipment too close to a ditch, it becomes one with the ditch. I was like, nah, I probably better move that over. It's a little too close yesterday. And I started moving it, and it automatically started sinking and going towards the ditch. So,
like, no.
Yeah. Well, it's on track, so I just turned it sideways and walked it back out on
Gunned
the road.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't going forward or backward with the ditch, but it'd go across it.
I was told that there was a Mini that got stuck in it or got slid into the ditch or sideways or something.
I haven't heard anything about that one yet. Last time something like that happened, they flagged me down when I was driving past and said, can you get this out? I said, yeah, I can get that out.
Something like that, you're just going to...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you get too close to it, it's just mush. Is the only way to describe it.
Not one with that. You have to get close enough, but...
Yeah. Hey, buddy, that's got a 12-foot reach on it. You can stay back a little bit.
Whew. So what do we got to try tonight?
I brought something from Upland Brewery. I'll go grab it.
All right. What did you bring?
the one I brought last weekend. Can't remember the name of it though.
Oh, it was Goose Island. It was the black can.
Yeah, but it's a lemon wheat ale.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it sounded interesting until I tried one last week. It was just kind of bland.
And of course, every week, it's a Friday, so at 7:00, the neighborhood decides to mow the yard.
Right? Yeah, they did it last week.
So it's like, God dang it, come earlier.
Yeah, we don't have air conditioning here, so we have to have windows open.
Right.
Otherwise, it'd be the studio/sauna.
Everybody's sitting around in towels.
Ooh, Lordy, it's hot in here. Got the little fans going.
You know,
like
maybe
we're
it's
in
just
church
me.
back
but
in the day.
I was taking those out of the 6-pack holder, and for people wanting to save the environment, it looks like they've added twice as much plastic to a 6-pack holder as there used to be.
Yeah, I
But I
believe
guess
it.
they won't strangle a duck or something. I don't know.
Right.
It won't, but it'll float in the ocean for a while.
Oh yeah, it'll float in the ocean and become its own island.
Yep. Join up with all the rest of the plastic out there in the Pacific.
But this is Upland 2 of tarts.
It is.
Passion fruit and mango ale by
Talk
Upland Brewery.
Talk about tart.
Really?
It's so tart my butthole puckered.
That's bad.
like the old Keystone commercials. Bitter beer face.
No, it's not bitter.
No, it's just really...
But you make the same kind of face, though.
Yeah. It's like the little kid sucking on a lemon for the first time almost.
Wah. It is enough to make you go...
It's not horrible. We've definitely had worse. But I won't be trying it again.
I have a feeling I will because they get left here.
There's 3 more in there. I bought a 6-pack. There's usually 5 of us. And that leaves 1. Sorry, you get 3 of these. And actually, they are... You can drink them.
No, I mean, after the first... It still bites, but it's not as like a, holy crap.
Yeah. It's not that first initial reaction.
Actually, I didn't think the first sip was really that tart, though.
For a beer, it is.
I got all of the tartness, apparently. Like, in the entire batch, it all was in one can.
You must have got the extra passion fruit or
Yeah.
Somebody dropped a sour gummy kit or something into it.
some sweet tarts.
Yeah.
And now we got the pissed off lawnmower.
Yep.
Summertime.
No.
Makes me want to go out there and pull the little gas feed hose off the back of that. Go, oh, look, it broke.
Go up there and smack him and say, hey, buddy, it's a weekend. Get the hell home.
Right?
Don't you have somewhere else to be?
Yeah. I mow yards, so I got to work all day. Of course, mowing yards this year, they're probably still trying to catch up.
No kidding. I have to do mine, the front yard first, then wait a few days, do the backyard.
Yep. We
Mainly because with my heart and everything, I don't have the oomph to do all of it at once,
Yep.
and I don't have a rider.
Yeah, that makes stuff. I've seen all kinds of people out mowing on the way down here today. Of course, hell's the first chance they've had all week.
Right?
I
I mowed yesterday, the front, and I got it in right before it started raining again.
Yeah, I got to find a place that can make a key. I had one key to my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my daughter's lost it.
Oh.
That was my fault. I should have had a key made a long time ago, but I was the only one that drove it for years.
Right.
And we searched the entire house, and
Yeah, I learned that lesson with the Dodge.
yeah.
That's why it's still sitting there, because
Yep.
I didn't have copies made.
See, I don't know. I might be able to go out with a VIN number and get a key made. I don't know. I got to check. But it's 1998.
I would think they would have it on file, 98.
Yeah. Well, it actually come with a card that it's in my wallet. I can get in the doors if she locks herself out. But it's a key just for the door, in case you lock your keys in it. Not for if you lose your key, because it won't work in the ignition.
Right.
It slides in. It just won't turn nothing over.
Yeah, because your truck's old. It still has 2 keys.
Yeah. No, it was still just the one key, but
Oh, okay.
they must have forgot one tooth on this, and so it'll work the door but knock the ignition. I don't know how the hell they did it, but it's still not as bad as my oldest daughter's week. She goes to Meyer. I don't know if she left her debit card laying there or something, but next thing she knows, somebody got it, went down the road, and spent $250.
That sounds like my luck.
So the bank, she's going to get the money back because
Right.
it's definite, but there's still that waiting process, and during that time, she's left with $30. So,
Yeah, that normally takes about 5 days to get it back.
yep.
So let me guess, this was Blondie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Blondie. All of them are horrible about it. Where's your license at? Well, it's in the truck. Well, how the hell are you going to drive in? Well, I always drive that. So, what if you drive something else?
Well, I always drive the truck.
Yeah. Well, I know she won't be driving Mom's new car. Not for a while. That's a no-go on that one for any of the kids.
Negative Ghost Rider, the pattern's full.
Yeah, exactly.
So, once again, it's going to be me and Jer tomorrow.
Because once again, I've got the reunion.
Same thing. We'll be going to the Anderson on Tap.
How many different places they got there this year?
It's like 100 and some. Like it's like all like they fill that whole. They shut down the block.
Yep. And
like it fills the block and then goes into the park area thing right there all the way around. And it's we're not doing the VIP thing this year, so we get in it too. But last year we did the VIP and made it all the way around and to the theater, the Paramount.
The Paramount, yeah.
And went in there just in time for them to call last call.
Really?
Which was weird for like last call being called at 5 o'clock, but you know.
Well, you can start at noon with the VIP, right?
Well, no, at 1.
1. I know. I thought it was. Yeah. I knew it was early.
You get an hour more, but still, like I said, like we made it around there, and we were there all day. Like it was just one trip, and we're like, "Hey, we should go back to last call." Okay, we'll sit right here.
Yeah, we're done. But now I got a reunion tomorrow that starts at 2 o'clock and goes till 5.
So the exact time.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't set it up, but I'm not complaining.
Well, I wasn't thinking about it, like, because, you know, we weren't really going to do much, and I was sitting there, because we were talking about the possibility of having the Indiana on Tap people doing an event in Alexandria, you know, and so we were talking about doing this, so I hopped on the thing, and it was like, Anderson on Tap this weekend.
Yeah. I didn't even look it up. Bill's the one that found out last year.
Yeah. And so I went on there and I was like, hey, so I looked at Jared and said, if I buy a ticket, will you buy a ticket or can you buy a ticket? And he's like, yeah, I can do that. I said, all right, well, let's get our ticket, you know, and we'll go back. I said, that way we can just talk to them there and not have to email them.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, that makes sense. Let's do that. So that was the plan. Of course, I messaged everybody. I said, hey, you know, what do you think?
Yeah, I was driving down the interstate when you texted me, and I'm not texting and driving. Everything I tried once, and it was hell just getting the OK typed in. Throw the phone down and said, nope, I ain't doing it no more. That, and when you see all the people swerving back and forth and speed up, slow down, it's like, are they drunk or are they texting?
Yeah, you can't tell anymore.
Not now. It's just as bad. I actually followed a drunk driver one time and thought he was just texting. He turned off, and Angie looked over and said, no, he doesn't have a phone, he's drunk. And I was like, well, you could have fooled me. I said, he's driving.
Or he was just playing with himself.
It could have been.
You know, because it's hard to, you know, you get into it and you get all Chinese-eyed. And
Yeah, foot starts coming off the pedal.
That one arm just starts spasming and you just go all over the road.
I remember the guy I work with, he lives over in town's just north of Gaston.
Upland?
Oh, no, not Upland.
Taylor?
Taylor's in Upland.
Or, no.
I can't remember the little name of it, but it's north that way a little
Matthews.
bit. It's not Upland or Matthews, it's beyond that. I can't remember the name of it.
Well, the only thing I can think of is like Fowlerton.
Or Wheeling.
No. Hell, I'd have to look it up. I'm not that interested in what the hell the name of it actually
City.
is. But his neighbors, I guess it's two girls lives next door to him or something like that, and said they was out washing their car or something like that. And I guess the old guy that lives across the street decided that he's going to take his best shot, so he just opens up the front door just naked. Starts yelling at him. And,
hey, look at my winner.
Yeah, and course, the one's boyfriend found out about it. He's like, I got threatened. And then the guy I work with talked to a police officer. Yeah, we caught him the other day just walking down the road with no clothes on.
Well, if he's an older guy, it may be...
Yeah, he's lived there forever.
It may be
and he's never done anything like this.
Yeah, it may be a mental...
Yep.
Like
that's what they're thinking now. So it's... Like I said, he didn't try to do anything. He didn't say anything. It doesn't sound like he said anything too rude. I don't know. I didn't. But...
Because that's one of the things with Alzheimer's wards.
Yep.
Is like, just seeing guys and women walking around naked.
Well, there's... usually every nursing home has one person's... Their job is to make sure that the man don't go in the woman's room and...
Right?
Yeah.
No.
No. They keep an eye on it, so... But...
Because those old people still get randy.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, like, it was the woman, like, sneaking into a guy's room.
Well, yeah, because if you can make it to the age to go to a nursing home, it's not filled with guys.
Right?
Because, we do dumb shit and can't live as long.
Yeah, like 2 tarts.
Yeah, 2 tarts.
Well, it's like 8 to 1.
Yeah.
Women to men.
Yeah.
So that's my goal, is to hit 80 and survive. Like, I don't know.
Well,
by then I probably would.
You see, but you're like, you won't be able to turn the crank, though. Come on, damn it, go.
Like, you're in a nursing home. Why do you need Viagra? Because I'm like one of 3 guys in a full nursing home.
But yeah, I got home the other night and
It's that, or I strap a wooden spoon to.
Tuesday. Look, still in the package. You heard that joke?
No.
Honey, or not, getting married. Guy goes to his bachelor party, and he's having sex with a stripper, and accidents happen, and he breaks it. So he's like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?" So somebody comes up and says, "We'll just take 2 popsicle sticks, straighten it out, and then tape it up and keep it straight, and it'll heal." Okay, so he goes through the wedding, and they get done with that, and they go on honeymoon, and his new wife in there for a while, and in the bathroom she comes out, and she ain't got nothing on. She goes, "Look, honey, never touched by man." So he pulls down his pants real fast and says, "Look, honey, still in the package."
That made me think of the tattoo from Boondock Saints. Rosengirdle
yeah.
Baumgartner.
Yep. And touched by man.
That's the second week I've referenced her.
Well, ain't the rule of wrist? Why you thumb?
Rule thumb.
Yeah, it's like
No.
And he's like, "Well, you can't do much. You can't do much with that, can you? Should have been the rule of wrist."
Yeah. And then
I knew you fucks were gonna give me a hard time.
And then right to the balls.
Boom.
And then the other one slugs her. That's a good movie. I guess they've already decided to do a John Wick 4.
Have they really?
I thought I seen something about that the other day.
So I'm still waiting for Boondock Saints 3.
I've seen 1 and 2.
Right, they've teased that they're filming, or they were filming.
I know, I can't remember what channel it was. I was flipping through channels and they just ran they said John Wick Marathon, but they can't show 3 yet, so it was 1 and 2. So I watched John Wick all day. No, it was Monday night on Memorial Day. I'd seen 1 a couple times. I'd seen parts of 2, so I watched it.
Now, they're making another Rambo.
Yeah, I did see that. Last Blood, or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Save him from the nursing homes?
Nah, I guess he's at home, and from what I've heard, the story is like the cartel's coming in with drugs and stuff, so he decides to take him on.
Okay. I'm going to say, yeah, because, back when we was kids, when it was first made, the Vietnam vets was still young.
Right.
Now you're getting to the point where, 65, 70 is a young Vietnam vet.
Yeah.
The one that we have here at the station is 74.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if 65 would be in Vietnam now. Because my uncle was a vet, and he had just turned 70, I think. And I can't remember what years he was over there, but...
Well, we were still over there to like 72, 73.
Yeah. And if you was 18 and 72, that puts you 20. So 65 is about the...
Yeah.
Yeah, because that puts it 20 years older than me. So, but no, I got home the other night, and Angie had told me earlier they was going over to Pat and Libby so she could do their hair. So wife come home with blue hair, and Sherry comes home with mostly blue hair.
So we talking like a dark blue or like neon blue?
The hair that wasn't going great was gray yet, was dark blue. The gray one stuck out like neon. Because I guess it took the color better or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I didn't look that hard. I'm pointing out to her. She makes fun of my hair all the time, but I'm not saying anything to her. But
smart man.
Yeah, exactly. No, I just sat back and say yes. But
it looks pretty.
It looks good. But Sherry cut 6-8 inches off of hers.
Oh, really?
It's still down past her shoulders. But yeah, she just got tired of the long hair.
Oh, that sucks. So I got finally up to date.
Okay, on what?
On Boondock Saints 3.
What'd they find out? On the shelf?
Flannery and Regis both walked away from it, saying something about behavior behind the scenes is unethical, and they don't want to. So,
yeah, it happens.
But the script is still out there it's Boondock Saints 3 Legion, where it actually picks up with people taking the lead and actually going out and doing the same thing. So there's still a chance to have a Boondock Saints 3, but you just won't have the McManus brothers.
See, they could actually go like a prequel too and do the story of the dad.
Well, they were talking about. He actually was talking about doing a TV series.
Oh yeah,
that was leading up to it, like the Boondock Saints origins.
Yeah, right before their dad gets locked up or something.
So
that'd be cool.
And Billy Connolly ain't working. So.
No. No, but how old is he now?
Old. Like I just saw him on a special, and it was like, I
was watching TV yesterday, and it was 70 years for Channel 6 being on the air in Indianapolis.
Yeah. And
they brought some of the old news anchors and stuff back on. And it's like, oh my God, you didn't age well at all.
That's why you're not on the air anymore.
Yeah, no wonder they found someone different.
My favorite thing was I laughed so hard. Channel 8 was doing the pretty much whatever they wanted because they were a CBS affiliate.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did something. They got I don't know. They got a little, how to say it without sounding rude.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Well, they got uppity.
Yeah.
And then so CBS left.
Yeah.
Pulled their stuff and went to Channel 4.
They didn't want to
which
pay the
Channel
money.
4 was like the small, like CW.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, we can't. We're not going to pay for this, that, and the other. And Channel 4 was like, oh, we'll pay you. Boom. Drop their affiliate.
Oh, yeah.
The whole 9 yards.
Now,
Channel 8 CW.
Yeah.
Because it's the cheapest affiliate to carry.
Is it? Let me see. You got CW. What you got now? CW, Fox, and then you got the big three.
Yeah, CBS, ABC, and NBC.
And
that's like the only broadcast TV that you have.
Yeah,
because like CW carries My TV and Cozy and all that other stuff.
I wonder who did those.
Yeah, they're actually the digital channels for like CW and like each major affiliate that we have.
Yeah,
actually carries a digital. So if you had a digital antenna,
like the radio,
it would be like 11.5.
Well, like radio, when it comes up HD radio, you've got like
HD1, HD2, HD3,
and they're all something different.
Yeah, pretty much every station has 3 or 4 channels.
Now, yeah.
So 23, 1, 2, 3, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, and you can always tell who's what affiliate carries what other affiliate.
Yeah.
By what, because it'd be like 13.5 and that on the digital channel, and that will be something else. I can't remember what 13's is.
I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like some DIY public access looking,
I've got cables.
like the home show
Comcast.
type.
Well, I have the Amish cable, so.
Well, that's like, I guess the guy was.
Well,
going
the other guy who
week.
would know, isn't here tonight.
Yeah,
so.
But I guess there was another guy going through town trying to get people to switch to AT&T.
Yeah.
And when I came over to my house, I asked him, I said, "Where's the fiber?" And they just
You have it in Anderson.
they don't have.
Not here.
There's not a backbone built in this town for anything to be fiber. So what the hell are you doing? Oh, I guess as long as I guess they consider as long as it's so close within so feet, yards, whatever that they measure it, that they can do it. But it's still jumping across the copper cable till it gets to it.
Right, which bottlenecks and makes it horrible.
Yeah.
Somebody came across and said, "Hey, would you be interested in switching?" And I was like, "No."
Nope.
I said last time I talked about switching, and it took 3 weeks to get somebody out for just the internet.
Yeah.
And the dish wasn't part of the thing. So when I told you guys that you didn't live up to your contract, you said you'd get it in 2 days. It wasn't like 3 weeks. I was without stuff and without internet and without. I said, I told you guys to pack it up and whatever, and then you billed me because it was 2 separate contracts because it's one company, but you have a separate dish contract or DirecTV contract, and
They come out and ran the wire for the internet.
I was like, you all messed up.
And then they told us something about, well, we can't do anything with a dish unless we do this or something or another. It's like, pull it all out then. I don't want any of it.
And if you have old lines, like you'd have to, you would have to run all brand new phone line
In the house, yeah.
in the house,
Yep.
just to get it to work because they'll run it to the box, but they won't wire your house.
Yep.
And if you have anything like I got, well, your house would be a pain in the butt too.
Yep.
But if you have an older house, you're looking at fishing through plaster and lath and.
Yeah, Comcast did it right. They've got the main box now, and then they just got little boxes that connect to it where there's no wires ran, which is nice because I didn't have to run extra cables upstairs for anybody else's room.
See, I wish we would have had that, but I took out all the extra boxes, and we all have Rokus on all the other TVs now.
Yeah.
And they have the Roku channel on there for that we can watch live streaming TV on the Roku through Xfinity. So,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so we don't even need boxes. If you have a Roku, you don't have to worry about paying extra payments or nothing. And you get everything that the main box gets. So, like, on demand and DVR, all of that stuff, if you have it, is on the beta, is on the box, or is on the Roku channel. Just like, so, rather than being limited to, not getting your pay-per-view or all the other stuff, all of that stuff is now available on every one of our TVs.
Oh, wow. I had to let my wife know that because we ain't got a box for our room, but no, I'm not going to let her know that because she'll be watching TV in the middle of the night.
But, I mean, that beats paying $20 for one once and then having it rather than paying like $6 a month for boxes. Or $5 a month for boxes.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what the hell we're paying.
I think a minimum is $4.99 per box outside of the main box that you get.
We got 3 boxes, so I'm probably paying $15.
So you pay a little bit more than that once, and then you're done. I mean, well, per TV, but
yeah. All my kids got smart TVs now, so I don't know what the hell they're watching.
Well, if they're Roku smart TVs, they can just download the app there and not even have to worry about paying for an extra box or paying for the Roku device.
I might tell them that.
Because that might save you another $20 on your bill.
Yeah.
In fact, that's what they told us to do here. Instead of giving us a box, they're like, well, there's an app. Like, I got a Fire TV. You don't have an app for Fire TV. though it's the easiest one to build an app for.
Yeah.
I have 5 of them. We have, you should be able to, do an app for the Fire TV.
Now, Fire's Amazon, right?
Yeah. Like, well, we're on Roku.
Now, is Roku its own?
Yeah, we also have the GPTV on Roku.
Yeah, Roku's its own. I mean, it's its own company. It's not owned by somebody.
No, it's. I know they were looking at. Somebody was looking at picking it up. I can't remember who. But I know they were talking about trying to get Netflix to buy them. That way they can just package and like a dedicated, like here's our own platform to stream.
I know I've got Netflix because the kids watch the hell out of it. And then they use YouTube for music on the TVs more than anything else. That and so they can watch Elmo for the babies. I can't remember all they watch. Elmo. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Elmo. Oh. Wow, the 2 talkers ain't here tonight.
Right?
Well, we did skip our first break. We should probably...
Yeah, that's what... No, I was getting everything set up. Because we played the first break anyway. Because I was waiting on, hopefully, the lawnmower to... That's why we started late.
Like, what did you do? Make it? I think you poured raw water on that muffler so it'd rust through faster.
Right? But we'll be back after these messages right here on Geek Public Radio. You're listening to The Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio. You can catch us out online at facebook.com/GPR The Man Cave.
And we're back after a minute of dead air.
It wasn't quite that long, but yeah, we were all outside talking.
It's nice for once.
Oh yeah,
it's sunny. Well,
now it's quiet.
It's not raining. It's not
humid.
Yeah, you ain't dripping sweat off of you.
And it's quiet now.
Yeah, you don't have to cut the air to get anywhere.
But so we were talking during the break about Evel Knievel /
Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard. So what? I missed this.
So, apparently earlier in the week, down in Indy on the east side, I think maybe Shadeland Avenue, they're working on a bridge over there. Well, guy decided he was going to try to jump it.
Oh, I bet that turned out well.
Yeah, he didn't make it. Or he didn't make the jump, at least.
Yeah. Did he live?
Yeah, he did. Police came out. Guy got away.
In the car, or did get out and run?
Well, he didn't run. Apparently, his prosthetic leg was still in the car.
Oh!
So he got away from the police on one leg.
I think I heard about this. I think they actually tracked him down by using the prosthetic leg.
Yeah, I think they finally found him, but they didn't find him right then.
He must have really wanted to get away. Wow.
One leg.
Well, maybe he's one of them guys that have one of them running blades. And he swapped it out before he took off. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, apparently one of the neighbors saw a guy crawling through his yard.
Oh, wow. That would explain it. You see all kinds of interesting stuff in Indy. We was working downtown one night, and we're off of... not downtown, because Mass Ave downtown is actually pretty nice now. This was more towards back when you get around the Pendleton Pike area and stuff like that, because Mass and Pendleton Pike all sort of merge all right there.
Right.
And we're down there, and we're working at night, and I don't know if the guy didn't like the people that live there, or he just didn't care. But he decided to drop his pants in these people's front yard at 2 o'clock in the morning and leave them a surprise. I'm sitting there, we're doing something.
Who hasn't wanted to take a dump in your neighbor's yard that you don't like?
Yeah, exactly. But we're sitting there looking, and I hear the one guy say, "Oh my God!" I was like, "What?" And he said, "Look." And I turned around. I was like, "Oh my God!" I just turned right back around after I was like, "Is he actually?" He's like, "Yeah, I think he actually is." I was like, "Jeez." But he did. He just dropped his pants and right there in the front yard.
It's about like that's worse than pooping in some lesbians'
Woods.
woods.
I
That
heard a
needed to be on a Saturday show. I think we talked about. Did we talk about that on air, or was it something we talked about off air?
I think that was off the air.
I'm guessing whose story it was.
It was a crew down in Bloomington, working down in Bloomington. The guy had to use the restroom, so he ran to the woods real quick and used the restroom there.
Yeah.
And like the next day, like this Rosengirdle Bumgardner sized chick walks up with a trash bag full of poop and toilet paper. And it's like, your guy pooped in my woods, and we have him on camera.
I think I remember that. It wasn't me, but I remember when that happened.
And it costing them the company $5,000 because the guy took a crap in the woods.
Now there was another company down there that was they was contracting. They was putting the stuff. We was putting the main line in. Mm-hmm. Another company was putting from the main line to the houses. We was doing fiber to the home, and it was like I said, this was the subcontractor company. This guy didn't even go to the woods. He just went between the shrubs right next to the people's house. So needless to say, yeah, that was caught, and I think I don't think they worked much more after that. But, yeah, in between the shrubs and the people's side yard.
Hey, Smokey's over here taking a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
He's out. You said you're going to tell nobody. Well, I ain't going to tell nobody else.
But yeah, there's Bloomington stories. There is,
because that was the one where like the girl actually they went to the house or whatever, and like the girl came out and actually handed the card saying that I'm not allowed to talk to a man. Come back at this time.
There was that. I do remember that.
And I was like, that totally sounds like a abusive relationship, and I think I would have called the authorities.
See, now there was a little town down there, but Bloomington, it's about like anyway. There's gay population everywhere now, but it was a little bitty town outside of Bloomington that had apartment complexes, and we was in that little town for a while, and there was a lesbian couple there, except for they could talk to you. They were friendly as hell. Mm-hmm. I talked to them a couple times, but
most of the ones that I've come across, who that I've talked to, and because I have several gay friends, but like you come across like meeting the only ones that can't are like, oh, we can't talk, or the assholes anyway.
Yeah.
Like
you wouldn't like them regardless of their sexuality. Yeah,
it's just like that to me just screams abuse.
Yeah.
Like, you can't talk to whoever you want to. You can't, if somebody comes to the house, you have to hand them this card. You can't say a word to them.
The way I see it is a nice person is a nice person. I don't care what they do behind closed doors.
It's not my business. But,
so.
Yeah, I heard that, and I was like, oh, I would have totally called the cops.
I think she's being held prisoner. She can't talk. She has to hand you a card.
Yeah.
But don't send a guy. Actually, do send a guy. Then you'll see the same shit.
Right?
But now Bloomington's not bad. It's about like everywhere else.
Well, we were down there for 3-4 months doing the survey stuff before.
I was down there for 3-4 years.
We were doing the surveys for that 69.
Yeah.
Like between...
they're finally done between Martinsville.
Yeah, we actually did the survey between Martinsville and Bloomington.
Yep. They're finally done with that portion of it.
And then years and years ago, I was on the down near Washington, Indiana, doing the surveys down there.
Yep.
So I got to be on that project twice.
And now...
like many moons apart.
I can't remember how many year project it is to go from Martinsville to Indianapolis now.
Which is crazy because it's like not very far.
But... yeah, you're also getting into
heavy traffic
and heavy populated areas. They got to figure. I'm not sure what they ever decided to do. Use existing 37.
Yeah,
I think that's the idea. Yeah,
I mean, because that's what it did between Martinsville.
Yeah, Martinsville to Bloomington was 37.
Yeah, so I thought they were just going to keep it going.
At one time, they talked about making a new route, cutting cross country. But once you get to Indianapolis, there is no more country to cross.
Right.
Because
it would just make sense.
Greenwood's connected to this town, and it's connected to this town. And that's like Greenwood, you're driving down basically 31, you're in Greenwood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then you actually get old downtown Greenwood, and it wasn't a big city to begin with.
No, it's still got a little bit of that small town feel there.
Yeah, but if you drive through actual old downtown Greenwood, it's...
Yeah, if you come across Main Street,
if you come through Main Street, exactly. You've been there. And you're looking around, it's like, wow, this place wasn't that big before. It got swallowed up. Well, they didn't get swallowed up. They actually got smart and started annexing.
Everything on 31, Yep.
Yeah, they started annexing the hell out of everything. There's one subdivision down there that goes for... I think it's actually... the subdivision was big enough it finally became its own town. I'm talking square miles is what this...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It had its own post office, its own fire department. But I think it's west of Greenwood. Like between 31 and 67, maybe?
Probably because there's really not much east of Greenwood.
No. Once you get
to 69 or 65, it pretty much stops.
Yeah, you got 65, the truck stop, and that's it. There's a couple of small... there's a business park out there now where they've got warehousing and shit like that. But
Walmart.
When you're a mile east of it, you're back out in the country when you're a mile east of 65.
Yeah.
But talking about Greenwood, we was working down there and they had a car wash. It's tore down now, but we was working there and that's where we was parking our stuff because we had because they had a big side lot and stuff like that. We're sitting there and watch some lady pulling her car and some guy pulling in his truck or van. I can't remember what it was. And then you seen her get out of her car and get in that truck with her guy, and they're sitting there talking for a minute. And then you look back over and you only see one person in the car. It's like, wow, I wonder if they're married and if they're, somebody.
They're probably not married.
But
it's a side piece.
Yeah, side piece.
My favorite thing was
Are you married to each other?
I was working at 96 and Post, doing security on new construction.
Yep.
And I don't know how many times I walked up, there'd be, I'd drive around, do whatever, and then come back, and then there'd be a car parked in, you wouldn't see anybody.
Yeah.
So I'd pull up right behind it with my lights on, shine right in the back, walk out with my, hey, what are you doing? And of course the guy popped, the girl's sitting in the seat with just a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
She's like, what are you guys doing? This is private property. You cannot be well, this is my daughter or
some crazy story.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think you should be doing that with your daughter. Just get off the property.
Yeah. We was working down there in Greenwood. It's another Greenwood story, but it's a road. It's sort of winding. It's still just residential. And the road actually runs on the south side of the mall. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. But there was a park there. And we was putting stuff in there, and we was working down there during the day. And we're in this park a lot because there was a manhole right there, and we had to sit there for most of the day because we was putting stuff in. And you're not constantly busy, so I'm watching people go in and out. And I look at one guy a couple days later. I said, you notice anything funny about this park? He's like, what? I said,
a whole lot of guys.
I said, just watch the people coming in and out. I said, you don't see very many kids. And he started watching that later that day. He comes up to me, you son of a bitch. I was like, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just me. But yeah, it was all just guys. They'd be in there for a while, and then they'd get back in their cars and they'd leave. I was like, I was thinking of it like Anderson, Shady Side for the longest time.
Yeah,
Did you mind?
Yeah, the bathroom at Shady Side.
Yeah, that poor cop that had to go in there and bust. What the hell do you actually got to get that guy to say or do before you can arrest him?
I don't know.
There was one guy from Alexander that got busted 2 or 3 times over there.
Oh, no kidding.
The only reason I remember that because he's the asshole that lived like across the street and 2 doors down from my grandma. He was a prick. So first time I seen that, I laughed.
It's like, next time he was an asshole, be like, hey,
Yeah.
get arrested lately?
What's wrong? Getting your daily fill up? What the hell's wrong with you, buddy? But Fort Wayne's expanding just like Indianapolis now. That Carroll High School we're in, it's not very old. You can tell it's all brand new. But
I don't know. I think like when they build new high schools, it's kind of creepy
yeah.
to be in them.
Oh.
Like once they get all the stuff up, but they're not like all totally done.
When are they starting supposed to start the expansions here in town?
They put that on hold.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
They got the referendum. Everybody's stuff went up, and the numbers came back different.
Really?
Yeah. So they voted for a raise for all this stuff to raise all this money, and it's not going to go anywhere.
So, wow.
So Thurston will still be Thurston.
Yep. Well, it's now the Alexandria Elementary School. Like they got rid of the, what was it? No, it's always going to be Marie Thurston to me.
Yeah.
You know how it got named, don't you?
Well, yeah, wasn't she one of the, like a principal at the?
Nurse, I think.
Oh, was she? Because I knew she worked at the school.
Yeah. But yeah, that's how it got. It was an actual person that worked there.
Mm-hmm. But no,
so they're going to take all the money since they've raised everything and do nothing with it now.
Well, it's $19 million on hold because that's what they raised or through the thing. That's what they got through the that whole whatever, and now it's on hold.
Permanent, so they can spend the money on something
I have
else?
no idea.
Sort of like the money from the toll bridge that's supposed to fix all the roads. Then we got a wheel tax to fix the roads, and then we got this tax to fix the roads. We leased the toll road for $1 billion. Why do we got bridges falling in then?
Right?
Yep.
You know.
Well,
Why is it you can't tell a drunk driver from somebody dodging potholes?
Well, no, you can tell a drunk driver because the drunk driver just plows through the potholes.
That's true.
well, so does a texter. So
Right? Wham! Oh my God! What was that?
I lost my place. Damn it!
We was coming back from Fort Wayne today and looked over, and I was like, "Look, Mikey, another one." Semi, where they got the construction north of 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was in the wrong lane. Somehow managed to decide that, hey, that ditch and tree line looks good down there, so that's where he ended up. Because you go off the side there, it's about a 15-foot drop probably.
Oh.
Not fast,
straight,
but
yeah,
you're not climbing back out of it.
Yeah. Once you start.
Yeah, once you start,
You're
it's
gonna ride
done.
it out.
Yeah. You're going to cut 3-foot deep holes. I got to look that up, find out the story about the guy who went through the barrels, in between the bridges, jumped the big mound of dirt, and ended up in the creek with a semi.
With a semi?
The only thing you could see sticking out between the two bridges was probably the last 15 feet, 20 feet of the trailer.
Wow.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah, we seen him. Because I was like, we was driving past it on the way up. I was like, what the hell's that laying there? And then when we was coming home that night, they'd finally got the trailer out of there, and they was taking it down to the next exit to get it off the interstate.
Yeah.
And I figured out what was laying up top. He hit hard enough. It was a reefer truck. The reefer unit was laying up at the top of it.
No kidding.
So I don't know if when he made impact, it blowed the damn thing up, or maybe it blew off when he jumped the 4-foot dirt mound,
or hit the mound. It knocked it off.
It might have, but no, actually, it was the whole front. It wasn't just a reefer unit; it was the whole front of the trailer.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and there was no skid mark, so we don't know if we were guessing the guy fell asleep.
Probably.
Or maybe had a medical issue or
something, because you didn't see, there wasn't even skid marks in the grass. You could tell the grass people been driving, but you'd think you'd see big old wide skid marks from it didn't look like a guy never hit the brakes. It's like, how that's it.
Well, you got to decide at some point, like, this is going to suck. Do I try to avoid it? Well, I can't avoid it. See if I can make it.
The other question I got, though, is all them guys that drive off in the ditch like that, and they're going to have to go redo the whole thing because it's all tore up now, because when you first get into that, it says trucks use left lane. So the truck that's using the right lane, does he automatically get a ticket?
The only time the truck should be in that lane is if he's passing another truck.
Yeah. But I don't even know then because it's a construction zone and it's clearly stated trucks use left lane.
Right.
So.
They should get a ticket for that too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ticket for being a jackass. Ticket for being...
Hell, that one, it was funny. He went off the road and he went way back down there. And instead of pulling him back up the interstate, he was close enough to a dead-end county road. They just pulled him out to the county road through somebody's backyard.
If you could have made it this far, you could have made it a little further.
You should have kept it gunned, buddy. You'd have made it.
Drive out yourself.
Grab a gear and go.
Should have just sent it.
We're just going to send today.
Just going to send today. You know they say that in racing all the time now.
Oh, really?
If you watch racing, look, he's going to send it. He's going to send it in the corner. Like, holy crap. Oh, some Canadian guy riding an old snowmobile. He got everybody saying send it. But
I'm over here suffering through my second two of hearts.
I don't think it's suffering. It wasn't bad towards the end. It's not horrible by any means.
No, it's not. It's not bad per se.
But the one thing I've learned from this show is I actually do like darker beers.
Mm-hmm.
I was always afraid of them before. Well, we used to go over to Anderson on Sundays, to the bar that was open on Sundays there, and a friend of ours would always order a Black and Tan or a Guinness or something.
Elliot's?
Yeah. And he's like, you want one? They're good. And I'd look at it. I was like, no, if I wanted something to look like that, I'd go dip a glass in a White River. Because that's what it reminded me of. And now
Black and Tans are delicious.
And now I'm kicking myself in the ass thinking, man, this was good. And
well, I mean, your taste also changed, though, as you get older.
Yeah. The one thing it's still not my favorite, but I can eat coconut now. I used to hate it as a kid. The only thing I'm guaranteed is oranges are still nasty. I've tried an orange. I've peeled oranges for the kids, and they still stink. I tried orange juice, and no, that's not no good either.
Nope.
It's just, like I said, taste change, but I think if you've got something you hate that much, that, like I remember my aunt it was Thanksgiving, and she made cranberry sauce. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, you got to try a little bit of it. I took a little bite of it and swallowed it, and I looked at my mom. I was like, that's got oranges in it, don't it? She's like, I don't know. I'll ask her aunt. So she asked my aunt, Minnie, and she's like, is there oranges in that? She said, yeah, but I hardly put any in at all. And
put enough.
She goes, that's all he can taste. Yeah, cranberry sauce, and all I'm tasting is orange. So I forgot to turn my phone down.
That's okay. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll be back right after these messages right here on Geek Public Radio. You're listening to The Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio. You can catch us out online at facebook.com/GPR The Man Cave.
And once again, we're back.
It's Friday night.
I had to work today.
Aw.
I had a 4-day weekend last, though, so I can't bitch too much.
I have to work tomorrow.
Oh, that sucks.
Right.
Yep.
I'm going to get drunk tomorrow.
I'm not.
Well, see, if I had a family reunion, that would be, I'm going to get drunk tomorrow.
Speaking of which, do we even have a topic for tomorrow night?
Ghost stories.
See, now at one time...
Okay, well, I guess I'll just phone that one in then.
one year we did it.
We talked about it last weekend.
Yeah, I pretty much phoned that one in too.
I think... No, my 4th of July party, they tried to do a reunion one year. That was a fun reunion. But that's when I found out, hell, a lot of my cousins drink too, so we all had to grab blast that night.
Right. Well, if you were listening to the radio...
Excuse me while I whip this out.
We played Whip It.
Yep.
By
Devo.
As Hump pointed out, Brian was like, he went on to make video game music.
I'm going to say geek rock before there was geek rock.
Right?
Yeah, and it proves it because he went to do into video games.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's even more true that be friends with geeks because they're going to rule the world.
This is how we roll in the Shire.
No, my kids. I think everybody and their brother, or every local school is graduating this weekend. I had some friends that was trying to go to graduations last night, and they was all posting pictures like, well, this is before the graduation started, and this is everybody running out of the stands because bigger schools, they just had them outside. So it's canceled till Saturday night. Well, Westfield was one of them. I'm not sure where my other friend was at, but his son's was canceled too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, last night, everything's perfectly fine, and boom, everything just popped up. We left sunny skies in Fort Wayne to drive through a hellacious storm around Marion to get back home, get out of the truck, and look at sunny skies again. And somebody put it on Facebook and said, this is the only way I can describe Indiana weather. And he's sitting in his car, and he takes a picture, and straight in front of him, it's all black skies, and he's got it set to where
sunshine behind him.
He's got it set in the mirror. Yeah, it's sunshine behind him. I was like, that's like a gong sound when I smack that thing. I need to quit that.
Dong.
But yeah, that's the only way you can explain the weather right now.
I could almost play this one.
That sounds like a scary movie sound effect almost. Yeah, I just get this. Yeah, we keep doing that. There's people make money doing that shit. Are they doing any scary movies this year? I haven't heard anything coming out. It seemed like for about 2 years that's all you've seen, and now they sort of died off, I think.
Kind of cycled out.
Yeah.
We have a great anthology coming out in October. The Black Book.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I guess they're doing...
Shameless plug.
And they're doing it too, ain't they?
Well, while you brought it up, why don't you inform the listeners?
We have been working on an horror anthology for the last 3 years. Getting the individual pieces put together. We shot with Ari Lehman, the first Jason, a few years ago up near the dunes, in the northern Indiana.
Do you know there's places you can actually sink in the dunes?
Yeah.
Katie found out.
Oh, really?
I was going to say, speaking of the dunes, they actually made it a federal park this year instead of a state park.
Oh, so, God, Woody.
We were up there in Chester.
You tried this yet?
Yeah.
We were up in Chesterton.
It's wholly different. It's not as bitter as a...
It's not bitter. It's just kind of bland.
Yeah.
I was expecting a little more lemon taste, but doesn't really have any lemon taste.
And it doesn't have an aftertaste like the IPAs either.
No.
But, so the,
these guys need a new taster. There ain't no lemon in this at all.
We did that, and we got several, the individual stuff. Now we're hitting the main bulk of, like, the big stories to go in with the small stories. We had a guy who was in Creed 2, a guy who's been in the Fate of the Furious, and Chicago
So what's it about?
Chicago PD. It's
all based on a black book, I'm assuming.
The Black Book is a book that goes from person to person, and as you read it, you get sucked in. You become the next story. That's the whole premise of the thing. And so the bookseller, is Ari Lehman. He has got the big curls and all that stuff, and he looks like a if he had the red coat on and the big hat, he would be like the ringmaster type.
Ringmaster, yeah.
Yeah, he fits that to the T. There's a lot of backstory that you get to find out that, as we can develop the property, we're looking at branching out and developing the backstory of who it is actually moving the book from person to person, like basically the one.
No, it's a horror.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's an anthology, so it's got different stories that all go in with the the main thing. This last one we shot here and at Ball State and whatnot. It's like I said, it has the guy who played RJ from Creed 2. Had a guy from Dominic Wilkinson, who's from Fate of the Furious and Chicago PD, Chicago Med.
I was say Dominic Wilkins. I know that name.
Dominique
Played for Atlanta in the 80s.
Different guy. This guy, he come walking on set, like I see all these pictures and whatnot of him, and I see his reels or like what he's done and this, that, and the other. I've seen him and stuff. I was like, okay, and then like he comes walking on the set, and he's my height.
Tom Cruise.
Totally had.
He looks taller in the movies.
I totally had a Roadhouse moment. I was like, in my brain, I was like, I thought you'd be bigger.
I thought you'd be bigger.
But he was a great guy. I loved everything he did. It was awesome.
Now this is,
and then we're getting ready to film.
Radio, so I'm allowed to ask. Whatever happened to Jussie Smollett?
Oh, well, they've canceled the show.
The show's canceled.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
he's still out of work.
I was gonna say, you didn't see the memes, telling Jesse not to beat himself up over it.
No,
I did not see that meme. That would have been hilarious.
I saw it a few times.
No, the one I seen today was like, if he wanted to beat up, or I said if he wanted to get the shit knocked out of him or beat up in Chicago, all I'd do is wear the hat himself. Walk through Chicago wearing a MAGA hat, you're gonna get somebody to beat you up.
Yeah.
But you were asking about the 2000 movies that came out this year. Velvet Buzzsaw, The Haunting of Sharon Tate.
That's not out yet though, right?
Right. Ma is coming.
Who did The Haunting? I think I've actually seen a commercial for The Haunting of Sharon Tate. I seen a commercial for one, and they meet. It's Sharon Tate's in it, and then these people move in.
Actually,
this new
it's
house.
out now.
It might be.
It came out the 5th of April.
I seen a commercial for one. It was almost.
It's done being out now.
It had Sharon Tate and it had Charlie Manson in it. Not the real Charlie, but not Sharon Tate either, because she's dead. But
well, yeah.
And Hilary Duff was in it.
It looked like it could be an interesting story.
But
you got to meet this guy. He's just so something. Or
the one you're
Charles
seeing now,
Manson.
the one you're seeing now, Ma.
Yeah.
The commercials for it, where the kids are looking for a place to party or whatever, and they ask her to buy beer, and she ends up like taking them to party, and then next thing you know, like she's like like, hey, you guys want to come out and party? And it gets weird.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming out. The Curse of La Llorona, that was out already. Zombieland Double Tap comes out this year.
I say there's another Terminator coming out this year.
I did see
Dark
that.
Fate.
The Dead Don't Die.
It just seemed like for about, like you said, for about 2 years, there was, every month there was some.
Yeah.
Well, Annabelle Comes Home is another one. Brightburn, which is like if Superman was evil.
Okay.
So like in growing up evil instead of being Superman, he was like.
Yeah. I think I have seen something about Brightburn.
The Prodigy. Annabelle Comes Home. Child's Play, the remake, is coming out.
I did hear about that.
Remember the books when we were younger? Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark? My first horror anthology book that I ever read. Like all the short stories and whatnot. Like they're making a
movie out of
that. Doctor Sleep. The Silent. And they got a few. Like it's. It Chapter 2 comes out this year.
That's the one I'd heard about.
Little Monsters.
Now I know they're doing Spider-Man this year. I gotta watch Venom. I keep forgetting it's on Netflix now.
It was also on Stars forever.
That's it. Stars. Now Sony does Venom, right?
3 from Hell comes out this year.
Is that the way I understand it?
Huh?
Sony Pictures does Venom?
Yeah.
Because somehow they ended up with the rights to the villains in Spider-Man or something?
Yeah.
Who the hell signed that paperwork?
Well, they wanted to keep as much as they could, but Marvel wanted Spider-Man for Civil War and wanted it back in the stable, so they gave up Spider-Man but kept all the villains.
Okay, so Sony had Spider-Man for a while then.
Yeah.
I don't know about it's all Disney now, ain't it?
Yeah.
Did Disney finally buy Sony?
No, they bought Fox though. That's what got back the Fantastic Four, Fantastic Four, and
so basically Disney owns everything but Sony Pictures now,
pretty much,
and some of the smaller.
Yeah. By the way, 3 from Hell is
Rob Zombie's.
Rob Zombie's the last one in the whole House of a Thousand Corpses.
I've watched those. They're not horrible.
Shed.
His remake of Halloween was really good, I thought.
Doom Annihilation. So we get another Doom movie.
Is The Rock in it?
He died in the last one, so probably not.
Oh, he can come back. It's The Rock.
If you smell...
It's me dead.
There's a movie called The Demonologist. And there's a movie called Rotten Tail. That looks that came out in April.
I don't know. I kept talking about taking one of my kids. I might still take her Sunday. I think I have a chance. Brittany wants to see Endgame really bad. And it drives her nuts she can't watch the Spider-Man trailer because she hasn't seen Endgame yet. I was going to take her last weekend, but we ended up between...
So you can finally get tickets now?
Yeah. You can probably just walk in and buy them now. No, it was... See, Friday did the show, Saturday went out for birthday, Sunday had a little kid's birthday, and then Monday had a cookout. So last weekend was... It was fun. It was sort of busy, but not, killing myself busy. But I never had a chance to take her because it's, what, a 3-hour movie?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. Of course, the last movie I've seen in theater was the Force Awakens.
Yeah. When all the Harry Potter movies was coming out, I'd take the girls to see that. When a new one come out, we'd wait 2 or 3 weeks and then go watch it. And I used to take them on their birthdays to whatever movie, but
I still say the last episode.
Hell, now I've got one turning 18 and one 17.
I still think the last episode of Star Wars should be called Star Wars From His Nap. That way you got The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi from his nap.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Now, the last one, Star Wars movie didn't do... No, that was Solo. Solo didn't do too good, did it?
No, but it was actually a pretty decent movie. Like, people complained about it, but I enjoyed the crap out of it.
I know they were showing that... It's open... They were showing the one at Disneyland, the Star Wars Experience, or whatever the hell they call it.
Mm-hmm.
Where you actually, get in the Millennium Falcon, and it's like it's a ride, I guess. One of those...
Like you're in the cockpit.
Yeah. I was like, that looks fun, but... I don't know. It's almost impossible to get into it. You had to get a raffle, and then if your name was drawn, then you got tickets to go to it.
Oh, really? Wow.
I guess it was a big deal. No, this is just the whole Star Wars thing itself.
Give it a year or two, and then it won't be so bad.
Right.
They opened one in Disney World. We're going there in September, and by the time we get down there in September, it'll be open to everybody that has a ticket to the park.
Oh, okay.
It's just like the first 3 months. And somehow they're going to limit the people to 4 hours. That way they don't get people in there all day long and,
Yeah, who wants to wait 8 hours for a ride?
Exactly. But
I don't want to go nowhere.
And then my wife, it drives her nuts. I keep telling her Disney princesses. I was like, Princess Leia is a Disney princess. I said, Klinger's now a Disney princess.
I was going to say, Flex is a Disney princess.
And somebody put it that the guy from Rocky Horror Picture Show could actually be considered a Disney princess now.
Because it was a Fox.
Yeah, it was a Fox movie. So
Fox owns Rocky Horror now.
Yeah.
Disney owns Fox.
Boy, don't mention that to somebody that loves Disney, because then you got to hear a speech about how they're picked for being a Disney princess, and you have to do something to qualify for it. And Okay.
Disney has to make you a movie. That's really all it.
Actually, it has to be a movie that makes tons of money. Because that one Brave about the Scottish family,
Merida.
I don't think she's actually considered an actual.
She is.
I don't know. And she's a princess in the movie itself. Look up official Disney princesses. I don't know if she's on the list or not.
Because what was it? Wreck-It Ralph 2. She was on the list of Disney princesses.
Okay, she might be.
Oh,
Nobody could, they made fun of it because, like they said, nobody could understand her. She was like, "Well," I'm like, "Do you know what she said?" No, we just nod.
Just nod.
I was gonna say, I heard that Disney said that they're not going to film in Georgia anymore unless they.
Oh, the abortion laws.
The abortion law.
Yeah, what's that got to do with filming?
Did you notice the meme that came out said they filmed in Bolivia where abortions are illegal? They filmed in this where abortions were illegal. They filmed in Croatia where past 11 weeks abortions are illegal, and like all except but they didn't have a problem. They only have a problem with Georgia.
Well,
my thing is the first time I heard that is like, what are you doing? Screwing all the talent?
Right?
Are you planning on getting a girl pregnant or? What the hell does it matter?
Well, it just seems odd because it's Disney. Their target audience are kids.
Kids, exactly.
Right.
We want the right to kill off our audience. That's a debate that, everybody's got their own personal feelings. And
yeah. Trying not to be political, but that's just really odd.
It is.
Like I said, if you film it's everywhere in all these other countries for your films, that ban it.
Well, I'm actually
like the United Arab Emirates, no abortions, and they kill gay people.
Yeah,
but they're perfectly fine with filming over there.
Right.
Well, it's
we have
it's weird that a corporation is getting into like I said, that's to me abortion is a personal thing. Why the hell's a corporation got to say anything about it?
Well, but corporations are feeling the push from the left though to be more active, and because of who's in charge of the corporations, some of them are getting more active.
Yeah.
I mean, you see what's happened to Dick's.
Yeah.
Because back, I think it was last year, Dick's decided that they were going to stop selling a lot of firearms.
Yeah.
But they also were going to start funding a bunch of anti-gun groups.
Yeah.
So now Dick sells a lot of sporting goods, but Dick had a lot of outdoors, hunting, fishing.
And no one goes there anymore because of it.
Yeah, I don't go there anymore.
No.
Right.
I don't have a problem with them not selling guns or selling AR, stuff like that. Okay, I can understand why. I don't go to Dick's to buy guns anyways. They don't have much of a selection anyways.
Yeah.
But to turn it from the people that you were marketing to now you're marketing against it, and gee, you're losing millions and millions of dollars. I wonder why.
Yeah.
As of a couple of weeks ago, they lost $150 million worth of sales.
Uh-huh.
Well, my thing is these corporations are, like you said, these corporations are, well, we're going to side with these people. Okay, who spends more money at your stores? These people or the
we're going to side with the people that make fun of the people who shop at our store.
It's like the protesting the anthem at the NFL football games, and they didn't say a word about it because they didn't want to offend anybody. Well, do those people actually come and watch the games? Do they buy the jerseys? Do they, look at your audience.
Yeah, the players don't build the stadiums. The fans pay for the
exactly.
Well, fans pay for stadiums. People don't even watch football pay for stadiums because the owners don't pay for them.
No, God no.
But a lot after the whole Parkland shooting, there's a lot of stuff like that happened with people that were companies that were affiliated with the NRA. They were getting a lot of pushback from anti-gun groups to distance themselves from the NRA because of stuff like that.
Yep.
Because it's always their fault.
Yeah, well, it's only the Second Amendment. It can't be that important.
Right.
It's not the first one. Like I said, it's Bill's story about yelling at his gun to kill, 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 and it just sat there and didn't do nothing. The girl was able to walk right out of the room. I don't know. Like I said, individually, people are intelligent. In groups, they're morons.
Mm-hmm.
And that's across the board. Group mentality is just take it down to the dumbest level. Who's ever leading it? I don't know.
Well, because a lot of people are followers.
Well, the kid that throwed the brick clocked the cop in the head. They figure out who the kid is. They show up at his house. His parents answer the door and said, "We need to see your son." So they get him and ask what's going on. Said, "Well, he was at the protest earlier. He threw a rock, hit a cop in the head. He's being arrested." And the kid thought, "I was at a protest.
It's
I
legal.
can't. It's legal because I was at a protest."
Right? You can't.
That was the thinking of this kid. You can't arrest me. I was at a protest.
Protest is not a law-free zone.
Exactly.
Other than they have like rape-free zones. Like if you don't want to get raped, you go into the. I don't know how that's like an acceptable.
Well,
thing. Not like the fact that they, you would.
Well, that falls along the line of gun-free zones. So
There wasn't there. I think it was a.
Because that was the whole Occupy Wall Street thing. They had to have rape-free zones, and like here,
just say how much rape was going on during.
right? The whole zone's like, oh, I'm just going to hang out here because I don't want to get raped over there. You're hanging out with the wrong people.
Well, and these are the people who are supposedly tolerant.
Right. Well, whatever. But get me hammered. I'll have sex with anybody.
Whether they want it or not.
Right? And those are normally the ones that are like touting the party line.
I guess there was a state somewhere that was Sharia law. If you don't know what it is, look it up. But you'll probably be against it if you're not.
Michigan, there's South Carolina, North Carolina.
Well, one governor stood
I
up.
just say Dearborn, Michigan is
almost all range.
almost fully Muslim.
But no, this governor stood up and basically said that, look, it basically says that the United States won't follow any foreign law anyway, so it's a moot point of you trying to get it in here because it's already illegal.
Right.
Right.
Well, any law that allows honor killings. My 11-year-old daughter got gang raped by these horrible people. I must kill my daughter because she brought shame to my family.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all her fault.
Well, I explained to my girls, I said, if you ever hear anybody talking about Sharia law, I said, just think of this. I said, in this house, I own all of you. If you want to go to work, I make a deal with this guy. You go to work for him. When you're with him, he owns you. He can do anything he wants to you. I said, women are property with that law.
Yeah, under Sharia law, women have almost no rights.
Yeah.
You mess up, something happens, and it happens to you, it's your fault.
I said...
And you get killed for it.
Yeah.
Or you can get killed for it.
But, yeah, that's the way I explained it to them. I said, I want you to go to work. You go to work for him. I said, if he can do anything he wants to, you have zero rights. I'm the only person that can make a decision in the household.
And you have to cover yourself from head to toe. You can only have some islets to look out
Yeah.
of.
And some of those, sometimes they go as far as, like, that's covered with see-through material so they can't even see your eyes. It was one of those memes that was going around. It reminds me now. It's like, respect Ramadan, no bikinis or something like that. And the picture below was like, okay, no bikinis, and it showed two women laying. It just showed their butts. Like he's out there naked. Okay, no bikinis. But like I said, I thought America was founded so you could come and do what you want, not force somebody to change to your belief. Right. I'm a big proponent of you do you, I'll do me. We'll be all right. If you start telling me I can't do me, then
there's problems.
Then we'll have issues. But it is that time. We'll be back after these messages right here on Geek Public Radio. You're listening to The Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio. You can catch us out online at facebook.com/GPR The Man Cave. All right, and we're back.
Again. This time. Do we even talk about what we're trying this time?
Yeah, it's Goose Island. It's wheat.
It's supposed to be extra lemony.
Or maybe the name's 312.
Well, no, 312 is...
their area code, ain't it?
It's 312 dry hopped.
So I think that probably counts for part of the taste of it, maybe being dry hopped, because it is kind of a dry beer.
It is definitely a dry beer. But
Well, I
don't-
never heard of a dry. I've heard of a dry wine. I've never heard of a dry beer.
Well, to me, I'd call that a dry beer because as soon as you drink it,
You're
your
like,
mouth's
I need
dry.
some. Like, I need something to drink.
I need more.
This would be a great place to have
They
a beer.
figured it out, yeah.
This would be a great time to have a beer.
So yeah, it is getting dark. We do need some light on in here.
Hold on, I need...
Put your lineman's glove on.
Every time I plug that in, it reminds me of that Kelsey Grammer movie where the guy puts
down Periscope.
where he's takes off his shoe.
That's how.
Okay, good, you're good.
That's how I feel behind this board. Like I'm like, and
We actually watched Down Periscope movies down there in Gatlinburg. All the movies we get to choose, and somebody picks Down, and we all sat there and watched it. It's a thing.
Because it's a good movie.
oh yeah, it is.
It's like now I got satellite radio.
Why, Lieutenant, you're almost out of uniform.
Yeah, and the songs will come up, and it's like, holy shit, that was made in 02? Oh my god, that song's that... I'm old too. But yeah, it's my movie. I've seen this movie. It's not too old. Dad, it was made 20 years... Lion King. It was actually on ABC last weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the 25th anniversary of The Lion King.
Yep.
Wow.
We're getting old, Brian.
Oh, I know.
You got the gray hair to prove it.
Yeah.
It's just terrible. Just
That's like-
terrible.
Of course, that's not so much from age as from all the girls.
Nanners put something on Facebook. It was a memory thing, and it showed her with the principal. I think he retired the same year Nanners graduated. She's like, I graduated 5 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. It's like, wow, kid, wait till it gets up over 25.
We hit 20. Well, I hit 20, and it was just like, really? It's been 20 years?
I was going to say 2 more years will be 30 for me.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm working on 23? Yeah. No, 28.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
you
working
would've
on
had-
23.
Yeah, I was right, a year behind you.
Yeah.
I'm working on 23, I think.
Yeah. We didn't have anything for 20. We didn't have, I think we had something.
Next year will be 23 for me. Me and
Or
Jared.
maybe we do and they don't invite me because I'm an asshole. I don't know. I don't care.
They always try to invite me, and it's like, yeah.
See, I know we didn't have one.
The
though,
people
'cause
I care about, like, I'm still in touch with.
I know
so-
we haven't had one because everybody loves Bill. And Bill ain't been invited.
Really?
Huh? No, that's why I'm saying I know we haven't had a reunion.
Oh, okay.
Because Bill hasn't been invited to one. Everybody loved Bill, so.
Right. I was going to say our last one, the 25th, the people that were the class officers don't do it anymore, so a couple of the girls in the class took it upon themselves to get it going. We just had it out at the curve one night.
We had ours. The last one we had was at the casino in Anderson.
Yeah, we had our 20th out at the casino.
And I ended up spending most of the night. Well, I was with Pat and Libby part of the time, and Bill. And then the other, who else did I talked to a bunch of people, but yeah, I didn't really hang out with too many people when I was there. I mean, I talked to a few of them. And
The one thing I noticed on mine, the last one, 25th, was that it was like being back in high school.
You had cliques.
Group here, you know,
it sort of was that way.
And some people would kind of get out and mingle a little bit, but, you know, you had like your core groups here and there of everybody. Well, you know, they're your friends. You know, you want to catch up with them, so I understand it.
My favorite.
To a point, yeah. It wasn't a strange one, but all through high school, I didn't really talk to the one guy too much. But all through grade school, middle school, and stuff like that, we was always really good friends. And hell, at the reunion, I spent a shitload of time talking to him. It's weird.
Mm-hmm. We got apparently like nobody in my class really like wanted to go, so they actually combined 3 classes together. Like they all came together to have enough to get the bowling alley. I think was
Yeah. Well, my dad's. I don't even know if he has them anymore or not. But my dad's 85, and they quit having class reunions for his school a long time ago. It come to the point to where if you graduated from here, we're having a reunion.
Right, they just have a open
reunion.
Yeah.
My dad graduated from Summitville High School.
Right.
Before Madison Grant and all that.
Yeah, when did it stop being Somerville High School?
I can't. honestly tell you.
Because there's been Madison Grant for as long as I can remember, so it has to be at least...
Well, my grandma graduated from there.
Dad would have graduated in 52 or 53 from high school, because 40 years difference between me and him. And I'm not sure. Look up when... I think Summitville ended when Madison Grant was built.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. So Madison Grant was probably built in the 70s, I'm guessing. Probably around the same time Ellick built the high school they're at
I'm
now.
going to say, get going, fast fingers.
Interesting thing, I remember a long time ago was reading something that showed all the different Anderson High School sectional basketball winners. And there was like a couple years back in the 20s or 30s that Summitville won back-to-back sectional championships. The Summitville Goblins.
Yeah.
Yeah, they must be shooting trap out there tonight. Out the gun club.
Hell, I can't even tell me when. It tells me the school's around Summitville, but hell, I don't know. But
Summitville was the place of former game show announcer Jay Stewart. And Roy Danforth, class of 54 from the high school, was basketball coach for Syracuse and Tulane. Did not do that.
see, I think my dad was 53 because I think he was held back 1 year. So I had to put him.
Jay Stewart Fix. So, and he was professionally known as Jay Stewart.
Well, when the high school closed, does it tell you?
It doesn't tell me.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Like I said, it told me Madison Grant was the high school close to it, and this, that, and the other. But Dad could probably tell me, but I'm not going to call him Bug in.
Well, but you probably had, well, Madison Grant is Summitville, Fairmount.
Summitville, Fairmount, and all the rural area.
But I mean, Fairmount used to have a high school too.
Yep. So yeah, they probably all shut down whenever Madison.
When they built school, they shut the other ones down.
Yep, and they got stuck with their nickname before they even started it. You ever heard that story how they got the Argyles?
No.
Guy donated the land. That was the only requirement.
Oh, that they called it the Argyles.
They called it the Argyles. Yep.
The Argyles.
So they were
Argyles.
the Dirty Socks.
The Dirty Sock.
You never heard them called that?
Yeah.
No.
I have, but
Yeah.
it's still funny.
Yeah, the Dirty Socks. But yeah, that was a requirement. The farmer donated the land. And he said, "I just want."
Well, it was still
call
around
them
in
the Argyle.
'69.
Summitville was.
Yeah.
So probably like you said, early mid '70s. But oop, I think that was me. I rolled forward.
Oh. Quit touching stuff. You're breaking it.
I didn't touch nothing. I tried to roll forward. I guess I got to move the mic.
That's what their arms for. Bring it to you.
I did. This one doesn't pick up from 20 feet away, does it?
No.
No, that's this one. Because you can still hear me from over here, can't you?
Yeah. I don't think you can hear me.
You can definitely tell when you pull yours away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
With that one, you have to eat it. You have to get up here.
Close to it, yeah.
This is about like Jared on Saturday night. He has his 3 foot in front of him.
And I just write the little thing up until he sounds...
Sounds normal. Because otherwise, normally here and then. I sound like Chris when it's that close.
I try not to. I sit back. The only problem is going from here to there. Like with that, if you with it down, you can with that down, you can actually be up on it. With this, I'd have to be down right about here to sit in the same spot that you guys should sit.
Right. Well, your voice projects very well.
So you guys are talking about Ghost tomorrow?
Yeah, we're talking about Ghost tomorrow. Finally, we're not talking about governmental conspiracies. I mean, that's pretty much been all of 2019. Every show for 2019 has been...
Again, I apologize for opening Jim's eyes.
Just a thing about Ghost. It used to be when you went out Bethel, it was 200 or 300. There used to be an old farmhouse set there. It's tore down now. But it was there for years at the corner of Bethel and either 200s where Cunningham's at, right?
Right.
So it'd be 300 or 400.
Out there by the 300 is the church.
the congregation.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it'd be out there at 400, I
Yeah.
think. But it'd have been on the southwest side. Little building set there. It was abandoned forever. They finally tore it down and turned it into like a grain bin. But
Okay, yeah.
we was back in high school. We're just driving around. I can remember who was with me, but we're driving by. I was like, yeah, man, that place is haunted. That's why it's been abandoned for so long. I just made the story up. Next thing you know, everybody in school's, hey, that place is haunted.
No, that's how a lot of
That's
stuff
how a lot of
goes.
ghost stories start.
Yeah, that is a lot.
By me being a smartass saying, hey, that place is haunted. You want to stop in and check it out?
Well, no, there's a whole place here in town that has connected to Satanists and whatnot.
Yeah, I've been in there plenty of times.
Yeah, that was all tied to because people didn't want to have people back there while they were playing paintball.
Yeah. So they went in and spray painted some stuff.
And it said, oh, it's Satan stuff back here, yada, yada, yada. And now it's, like, known all over for having Satanist stuff. And
It's, it butts right up.
We're talking about Banner Rock.
yeah.
There's stories like that when I was back in school.
Yeah. I was in there all the time when I was a kid because it connects right to my uncle's property when I was growing up. So we get bored and go in there and wander. I don't know if I'd want to go. I just know how deteriorated that stairway and that stuff was then. I don't think I'd try it now.
Yeah.
We were talking about filming some stuff out there, but not, like, up on the concrete was still, like, last time I was there not long ago, was still okay.
Yeah.
But you have somebody around the town now telling people that it's haunted and giving haunted tours of the property and this, that, and the other, and like so, like in the ghost community, that's now like another haunted location, and
I don't. Yeah, that's somebody. That's somebody like me telling them, hey, that place. Now, you've been in a place I can tell you I think's haunted, and somebody used to live there, Bill.
Oh, we talked about that last week.
Right across from the curve?
Yeah.
Or the point? I walked into that one day, and there's no power, no nothing. And the kitchen's here, and you had that room here, and there's a little... If you stood right here between them, I can't remember what the hell I smelled. It smelled good, though. It smelled like food was
Pork
cooking.
chops?
Yeah.
That's what everybody I've heard said, that it smelled like pork chops.
It does. There's no power, no gas, no nothing on the house, and you can smell food cooking. And I'm not the only one that smelled it.
Because last week, Jim told a story about he walked in to grab something under the sink and something grabbed him on the shoulder and spun him around facing the door. And he just kept on going, and he just didn't break stride. He was like, walked in, that grabbed his shoulder, pulled him around, and he just kept walking back out. He's like, "What? We need to go. I will pledge my top when I get back to the house."
But yeah, I smelled that one spot. I smelled food cooking. I don't know what the hell it means, but that's what I smelled.
Yeah, I'm sure with my job, because I've been in a lot of different places over the years. I mean, honestly, I've probably been in 10,000 homes.
Yeah.
I've never had an experience.
I've had that one.
Woody gets around. He's been
The other
in
place
10,000
was-
homes.
The other place, it's up for sale now, but they never found the tool whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
The apartment where that supposedly happened.
Right.
I'd almost say there's something with that one, too.
I see. I don't even know where that apartment's at. Like, you remember that'll happen before I
You
moved.
know where the
I
police
moved
station
back.
used to be? The Bob something
Bob Rogers, yeah.
Caddy Corner? The big apartment building there?
Yeah.
Not right across the street where it's just a house.
Right. That's one for REO sale.
Yeah, you've got the apartment buildings, and you got the parking lot, and then you got Steele's office.
Mm-hmm.
That's the apartment where they...
Is it vacant right now?
I think so.
Well, then let's go.
Go ahead.
Hey, I walked in.
It
I
wasn't
told
that
the
bad
story.
to happen to me. I'm sitting there by myself,
Mhm.
and that door, you had to put your shoulder into it to shut it. And guys that lived there, him and another guy left to go pick somebody up. And I know the door was shut, and I'm sitting there watching TV, and all of a sudden the damn door comes open. I was like, I went out in the hallway and looked around and didn't hear nobody on stairs or nothing. And it's like, that's screwed up. Because you got to put your shoulder into it to get it to open, and some bitch pops open on its own. That's the
Right.
only, like I said, it wasn't nothing scary, but it makes you wonder. It's like, because I guess it was the way I understand it, you could tell that they beat her pretty good right there.
See, because like I said, I never knew where. That was another thing. Like I because I moved here, moved back here.
The other place
in like '92.
The other place that could have been haunted that I can remember because I remembered it was a trailer, but as soon as after it happened, they took it out there on Madison Avenue. When the guy walked up there and
talking about the one that was shot
with the AK and
shot him through the window.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, shot up the whole place.
Oh yeah.
Luckily, he didn't kill the baby that was in there.
Yeah. I remember that girl. I mean, I never really talked to her, but she's the one that rode a bicycle all over through town.
So I remember hearing about it. But.
Yeah. Well, he was at his parents', I don't know, but he got drunk one night, wandered up there, knew exactly where the bedroom window was because he'd been in there before, and just went nuts. Everybody was, I can't remember the guy's name, but I do remember everybody felt sorry for her, and the guy, a lot of people's quotes was, I wondered when it was going to happen, that somebody would kill him. I can't remember his name for the life of me. I never had any run, but I guess he was just one of those people.
Just an asshole.
Yeah, I'd say. I'm an asshole, but I don't think I have too many people want to kill me.
No, you're a smart ass.
Okay.
There's a difference.
But
okay.
Now here's the funny thing about...
Now, hold on. Now, when your wife comes up to me one time and says, "Hey, I've got a question for you," and I say, I probably have a sarcastic answer for you. And she goes, "Really? You know who I'm married to, right?"
Now, the Tula whiskey, the strange thing about that one is they had 3 guys that was suspect. I think all 3 of them was gone before they were 50.
Yeah. There's no people alive left.
Nobody left that was tied to that.
Yeah.
I worked with one of them.
Which is why it's now hard, it's still unsolved.
It's unsolved, but the 3 suspects are now gone.
Yeah.
They all passed.
There's no way to get anybody to confess.
But I don't think any of them made it past the age of 50. But
maybe, honestly, I was thinking maybe all 3 of them were in on it.
now, I don't know about the apartments out by Gaithers. You know what I'm talking about?
Sandalwood?
Yeah, the ones out on the highway.
Yeah.
Scandalwood.
Yeah, by where the Willows used to be. You'd have to figure out which apartment it was. The girl didn't live there very long, but she moved down from Chicago and was living in there. And I don't know if this part's true, but I guess she was a stripper. But, whoever she left Chicago running from found her and murdered her out there. So there has been a murder in Sandalwood Apartments. I do remember that. But nobody from around here knew her, so it wasn't big news.
Right.
I guess she'd hear less than a month when they tracked her down.
I was going to say, speaking of the Willows, I was coming in tonight and drove by and kind of looked over. It was like, man, they ought to just tear that place down because nobody's ever going to put a business in there.
The roof's gone, I guess.
Yeah, like the roof's gone. Like it rains inside the building. And
well, I mean, just the smell. Because I remember being in there back in high school,
God,
and
yeah,
it was a really strong smell. It's
nursing home.
It's a nursing home.
And not a really good one.
No,
my neighbor when I was growing up, Miss Stafford. That's where she spent the last year or two of her life. She lived in her home, I think, till she was 103.
Wow.
She lived to 106.
Ooh.
And that's where she... But she also... You can blame her for kindergarten in Indiana and pretty much the state.
We, I was... Right before it closed, we were actually in there working on putting in new tiles and redoing some stuff in there and like doing some maintenance stuff in there. And like that was the like the heavy part of putting all that stuff in was in the Alzheimer's unit, and that was where
Yeah, she drove until Dad told me. Dad said she drove until she was in her 90s, and until 103. I remember going over as a little kid and talking to her, and just her mind was totally there. It wasn't until like the last year. But yeah, 103 years old.
Once it went, she went quick.
Yeah. But yeah, 103 years old, and she could hold a conversation with anybody. But yeah, it was. But yeah, she lived next door to us, and there used to be a house or a stairway outside, and she did that so she could have a school upstairs, and she lived downstairs. But kids nowadays don't realize that talk to people like that.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's a lot of cool shit you can learn.
Yeah, I sort of feel sorry because you can't. There's no World War II vets for kids to talk to anymore. Back when we was in school,
extremely few.
Yeah, back when we was coming through school, they was plentiful.
Well, they were our grandparents. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Grandparents
and now you're looking at Vietnam vets.
You know, why talk to people when you got this in front of you all day?
Yeah. Now,
I've about hit 4 different kids who were walking in the middle of the road
with their
like
phones.
This.
Now, I'll tell you one you don't hear stories from is the Korean War.
No, you don't.
And my uncle was in it and refused to talk about it. He was in the Navy during the Korean War, I think. Yeah, I know he was. And absolutely refused to talk about it.
Well,
in fact,
there's a lot of hard fighting in the Korean War.
Yeah, and
especially when the Chinese got involved.
Yeah,
that things really went south quick.
But they was going through paperwork after he'd passed away, and it was a letter, I can't remember exactly what it was, and his wife and son didn't even know about it. He's like, well, we didn't knew anything about this. But he never talked about it.
Well, and some guys who go off fight wars like that, they don't talk about it.
No, not at all.
A lot of Vietnam vets didn't talk about it for years.
Oh yeah.
My grandpa didn't talk about what he went through in the Pacific as a corpsman ever.
Well, and he probably saw a lot of bad stuff too.
He boxed up. He came in, found a suit shop. Bought a brand new outfit all the way down, boxed up his stuff, and left it there and walked out.
Yeah.
Medals and everything. He didn't care.
Yep.
He was done.
Yeah.
But it is time for a break. We need to step away right here. We will be back right here on Geek Public Radio. You're listening to The Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio. You can catch us out online at facebook.com/GPR The Man Cave. And we're back.
And that last song reminded me of a story. I was in high school, and the one and only time I ever tried snow skiing, because I'm going to tell you the truth, it was cold and I sucked at it. But this is back when we was in high school. That's when the snowboards really started getting popular.
Right.
You know, little. And the ski place we went to had a half pipe, but big long half pipe, and I'm talking. This is a big family ski resort, and I think they let the kids play music while they were snowboarding,
practicing.
Yeah, and they must let the kids pick their own, because it's the only time I ever heard this. I'm not a big Jane's Addiction fan, but I'm sitting there and all of a sudden it comes blaring over all the speakers, and there's kids around everywhere. And the song, it keeps repeating, and the water's so fucking hot. And it's blaring all over this. And they let it play, and I thought, wow, who the hell runs this place where all these 5-year-old kids running around, and they'll be going home singing, Mom, listen to this song I learned today.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. But no one said a word. I guess that's the difference between then and now. I got the hiccups. Doesn't happen.
Have another beer.
Yeah. This is about gone. This ain't bad.
Now, we were talking on the break about war stories, and how the World War II vets are pretty much all but gone now. There's very few left.
Yeah.
They actually still do some honor flights.
Yeah, trying to get
some veterans to go visit the World War II memorial.
Now they're doing the honor flights for the Vietnam vets.
Yeah, because a lot of them are gone.
Yeah,
with Agent Orange and just all the mental issues that they had coming back from the war.
Yeah, I think the last honor flight I seen on the news from Indianapolis was all Vietnam vets.
Yeah. Yeah, because all the Vietnam vets are mid-60s on up now, yeah. So they're retired. And but I know, like last week on Saturday night, we did talk about some war stories that we knew from like our grandparents or whatever. My grandpa served in the Pacific.
Mm-hmm.
He was a little bit older, so he wasn't real old, but He was a little bit older. He was always real thin. His friends always called him P-Vine because he was just, real thin.
Real thin, yeah.
So they didn't put him in combat, but he actually drove the landing craft.
Yeah.
So, like, when they went and trained, they were down in Louisiana. That's where they trained. They go out into the Gulf and go out and then come back and practice their landings and whatnot. But I know, like, he was in the Philippines. I think he was in New Guinea during those fights.
Yeah.
And he never really talked about it too much. He just told some lightweight stories because I was young teenager at the time, so he didn't really tell me too much. But the one I always remembered though was he said this may have been in the Philippines, but he said one time they were invading, and he was driving his boat in, and of course Japanese were all on the beach, and there's a big hill there. It was full of mortars and everything. So as they're coming in, they're just getting bombarded as they come in. So they got hit pretty bad.
I didn't do it this time. I didn't move.
So they went in, they made their landings, and they went back out. Well, he said they brought in a battleship.
Yeah.
Because a lot of what they did back in World War II, the newer, faster battleships, they stayed with the fleets to protect the carriers. The older battleships that weren't very fast, they would use those for shore bombardment.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So they brought in this battleship.
They're setting a mile offshore.
More than a mile, because battleships would have like 13-plus mile range.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
So they could sit way back and not worry about getting hit themselves.
Yeah.
So he said they brought in this battleship, turned the guns on them, and they just kept firing one gun over and over till finally they had one hit right in the middle of the hill that they were getting shelled from.
Yeah.
He said once they finally got that one hit in the middle, they just opened up and just pretty much leveled everything.
They just sent it.
Yeah, they're just going to send it, eh?
He's going to send it.
But he said, they just blew the hell out of that hill, and then the next time they came in,
nothing.
Nothing. It was a lot easier the second time around.
Yeah, see, one of the stories my uncle would tell, he was Vietnam. Drove a truck, convoy.
Yeah.
But Vietnam, by the time they got to where they was taking supplies, a lot of times it's handed a gun and went to fight, the way I understood it. But the world's curviest road is in San Francisco. I'm sure it's been in movies and everything else, yeah. Somehow they're out in San Francisco, and the guy leading the convoy, and that street is one way.
Right.
Yeah, the guy leading the convoy decides, I'm going to go down that street. Well, I'm going the wrong damn way. So they get about halfway up.
And they're probably like big deuce and a half.
Yeah, big deuce and a half. And they get about halfway up it or so, and everybody's like, you're going and finally somebody got out and said, look behind me. He said, we ain't backing all these up. You good to start going. So he actually, probably one of the only people in history that ever drove up that street backwards the wrong way. But that was one of the stories that he would talk about. But, most of the other stuff, no. I can't blame. Would you want to rehash shit like that?
Well, or tell your grandkids stuff like that.
Yeah. I could...
when you get to adult age and they're old enough to maybe process it better.
See, I remember a few of his buddies he had over there. Every once in a while they'd get together. And I'm pretty sure that's when the stories come out.
Right.
But to anybody else...
Well, but they've been through it too.
Yeah,
so
if you haven't lived it...
They understand it.
Exactly. And...
Or even veterans from other wars, because at least, they've been through this... Maybe not the same thing, but they've been through stuff.
Well, my wife was going to Ball State, and she had a class, and her stepsister's cousin, and PTSD and this, that, and the other. And I know he was invited back, and I think he actually made the statement that talking to those kids in that class actually helped.
Right, kind of get it off his chest.
But the story he told, and my wife told me, and I don't think I'm, he said there was a checkpoint, and cars was coming towards him, and refused to listen to anything, this, that, and the other. Well, they opened fire, and this is something he has to live with for the rest of his life now. Ended up being a guy in his family, young girl, and he said, and I killed the young girl. They said, well, how do you know that? I said, if everybody's firing, how do you know? He said, because in training, when you're told to open fire, everybody is told a certain spot where to aim at. He said, I was told to aim at where the little girl was sitting. He said, there wasn't any bombs in that car or nothing like that. For some odd reason, he just decided not to listen to anything and blew through checkpoints until they got to us.
Well, and how are they supposed to know? Because, like you said, there could have been a bomb there.
Yeah,
exactly. Drive in there and blow them all up, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but, yeah, still, regardless of the reason. But, you know, when you wonder why them guys are messed up in the head when they come back over here. You know, has that little kid got a bomb on? I mean, them fucking people are crazy enough. They're strapping bombs on the 5-year-olds and tell them, run into that crowd.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty dark subject. I need to change it.
Right?
All right. Well, another story Grandpa told me, and this is definitely a lighter, funnier story. And I don't remember where he was at, but he was in the rear, and he had to use the bathroom. So, they had whatever their latrine set up, and I guess it was kind of open.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there on the pot doing his business. And all of a sudden, this huge lizard comes crawling out. I mean, we're talking probably like a Komodo dragon, because he said it was a really big one.
If he didn't have to go, he did then.
So he was trying to get to go away, but of course, it's a big lizard. It's going to go wherever it wants.
Yeah.
So he's sitting on the pot with his pants down. He's got his carbine. He's pointing it at him, just wait for it to get too close to shoot it.
Yeah, that's a good story to tell. Hell, I'd have been proud of that one. I fought the lizard off.
He didn't actually shoot it, but he was like ready because it kept coming.
What else are you gonna do? Yeah, it's not tied in with war or anything, but it was a story out of Florida, I think, of course.
Florida man?
No, it wasn't Florida man, but the lady, it's night. I think it was night, but she's in the bedroom or something like that. She hears windows crash in her kitchen. So she gets up, figures, she's going to look out there and see who it is. Something broke in. It was a 12-foot alligator. Somehow the son of a bitch come through her kitchen window.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it was a low window or what, but it come through her kid.
Fire at that, unless you hit it in the right spot, it's bulletproof.
Yeah, she said she just left the room, walked out of the house, and called the police. Said, I ain't dealing with that.
All right, I'm out.
I'm moving this state.
F this house.
F this house, F this county, F this state. Damn alligator done broke in my house.
My wife's grandfather would sit around and talk about his days in World War II. He didn't get to see much because when he went in, he ended up being stationed in Hawaii after Pearl Harbor,
right.
And that's pretty much where he stayed. So he was lucky on that end of things.
Yeah.
However, while he was going through boot camp, he lost his ID. And they made him go in and do whatever to get a new one. So he just came up with a some made up name to get a second ID, and then found his first one. So whenever he got picked up by Shore Patrol,
he had a fake ID.
He had a fake ID.
Smart man.
So he got that Frank Davenport was like the model.
Model soldier,
model Navy guy, and then whoever hit I can't remember. Like the family still knows, they know the name by heart. They know, this person.
He got in all kinds of trouble.
He got all on captain's mast and all sorts of stuff, and rode up and demoted and this, that, and the other, and Frank just said, yep.
That's classic.
But when he came back, he went through like withdrawals coming back from cursing. Because it was like Christian family growing up doing all this stuff, and then
it literally could curse like a sailor.
yeah. So like he like, oh, I can't do
talk
this
to you people no more.
He's like, I can't do it. So he like went through and like actually like went through withdrawals of like like trying to like before he could get back to like talking with his family and whatnot.
Now the biggest thing if you're stationed in Hawaii, because the guy I used to work with was ex-Army. He was stationed in Hawaii for a while. And they tell you the first warning he gets when you go out into town and stuff like that, said that woman might not be a woman.
Right, yeah. Downtown Honolulu's known for that.
He said it's actually bad enough that they warn everybody when they first come to Hawaii to be stationed that woman might not be a woman. Like, that's a hell of a difference between Pearl Harbor and now.
Yeah.
And then you got the funny ones. Talk to guys, the naval guys, when we still had the base in the Philippines.
Yeah, like Clark Air Base. And
yeah, like back when a friend of ours was in the Navy. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Maybe.
Does this sound like a
oh yeah, he had tons
Iron Man
of stories.
Yeah. Iron Man story, like
Well, he got caught
like unmanned or manned or unmanned. Asking about the time he chose poorly.
But yeah, one of the stories is drunker in hell, has to pee.
Let's see, a lot of his stories involved alcohol.
Yeah, most of them was alcohol, but red light above the door, and he gets caught. I guess I don't know if they take their shoes off or not.
We talked about this.
Oh, yes.
On the thing. And they named him.
Yeah, but he tells them, I thought that's what the red light meant, bathroom.
Well, he always told us some stories back in the day, and some of them were kind of cruel.
Yeah.
Let's see. Remember when they used to take pennies and they would heat them up with lighters? They'd be up on like a second floor, and there'd be a bunch of kids down there.
And they'd drop them.
Well, they'd heat up the penny to get real hot and fling them out there. And, of course, the kids would come to pick them up, burn their hand trying to pick it up. And they would just do it over and over.
This wasn't a cruel thing, but it was funnier than hell. He said, so he goes, I joined the Navy, he said, which I don't understand because I don't like much water and can't swim real good. He said, so what do? I choose to go on a submarine, a boat that sinks on purpose.
And he's not a small guy.
No.
He was then.
No.
The reason he got discharged...
Well, I'm talking about like height-wise.
No,
like
height-wise, he was pretty tall. But the reason he got discharged, this is back when they was doing downsizing, it was basically the reason he got discharged because he no longer looked good in uniform. No shit. If he was a little bit overweight, you're gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a height requirement. Or
because if you're under
David Robinson,
if you were
he went through the Naval Academy, but he couldn't serve because he couldn't fit in a damn ship.
Well, he was
too tall.
7'2".
Yeah.
Well, you'd think that.
Now I toured an actual back when you could do it before 9/11. Went down. Her uncle was retired Master Chief. His son was in the Navy, and he was on an aircraft carrier. Well, it just so happened the time we was down there, it was in dock. She talked to her cousin. He's like, yeah, come on down. You can take a tour of the ship. So, hell yeah, I'm going to go see the...
Yeah.
You see him on TV, you see him on movies, until you're actually standing next to one of the damn aircraft
You realize
carrier.
like how big they are.
I was like, oh my... And we get inside, and we're wandering around. He's taking all of his places.
And there was like 5,000 people on an aircraft carrier.
Yeah, and I asked him, I said, how did you not get lost? He said, I basically stuck to where I lived and my job for the longest time. He said, I still can't take you around the whole ship.
Well, no, it's be more like with 5,000, that's like Alexandria on a boat.
Yeah.
Right.
Or on a ship. And like...
They got a movie theater. I think they even had a McDonald's on board.
Yeah, like the new ones now have like Starbucks, McDonald's, and shops and like you can go
it's crazy.
Commissary right there on ship.
And tell you the truth, we walked through the area because they still had to feed the guys, and the food that they was making to serve them, It smelled good enough. Piss on McDonald's. I'm eating this stuff. I mean, those guys are treated pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But
now we always got stuck with crap.
We walked up the actual flight deck, and we're walking along, and they're redoing the deck, and they've got this huge ass orbital sander, sanding it down to bare metal because it's non-slick stuff up there.
Right.
I'm pretty sure if I'd have fell, I wouldn't have had I put my hands out to catch myself. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
have
real
any,
gritty.
I wouldn't have any skin left. But then he asked, he said, I can take you. He said, I got clearance to go up there, and the mast, or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, bud, this is tall enough for me. I said, get me back inside.
Well, I can take you up there, but we'd have to lock it out so you won't get fried by microwaves.
But he showed me some of the stuff he did. The thing I do remember, he's like, and this is our U.S. military. He said, see that thing right there? I was like, yeah. He said, we got to walk out there and check something. I said, yeah. He said, bolt's missing, so we just jammed a screwdriver in it, and they ain't fixed it yet. The only thing holding the end of that grate was a screwdriver jammed through 2 holes. And then he took me down to another thing.
It's fixed.
It was I don't know, it was something that stuck off the front of it or something like that. And you could see it because, hell, they're in dock and it's calm water. He says, yeah, someone actually has to come out and check that too when we're out at sea. I was like, what? And he said, yeah, it doesn't matter what the weather is. Holy shit, I feel sorry for that guy. Does he put on scuba gear half the time?
Bloosh.
But, yeah, I wish they'd still, I mean, I'm sure there's some retired ones you can
there's one in Michigan.
An aircraft carrier?
Well, not an aircraft carrier, but like there's a.
Well, they have a training carrier up there, don't they?
I think so.
Now, see, I was on the USS North Carolina last year.
So they up there at
that's neater than hell. Battleship.
The battleship, yeah.
In Michigan somewhere, there is a ship that has been rented out to do like space LARP. So like it's full immersion, whatever. Like you actually have sleeping compartments, the whole 9 yards on the ship and whatnot, and it's all set up to be like Space Command type stuff. So you get in there and actually
you're on the ship that's decked out like a spaceship.
Well, no, it's the full Navy ship, and they use it and just basically cover the windows, and you're in space.
Right.
But
so same controls, same whatever stations, the whole 9 yards, but you're LARPing this space thing in.
See, now we was on that tour. You're talking about sleeping quarters. Mm-hmm. He could take me back there, but he couldn't take her because they were still. It's a male only area,
right?
But yeah, sleeping quarters is when these beds are folded up, these are down, so those guys can sleep.
She may not make it out.
Yeah, these are folded up, so these can lay down. These guys can sleep, and yeah, the living quarters aren't. When you go to bed, that's all it is. I mean, they cram as much shit as they can as possible.
Yeah,
like I said, you're looking at something that's nowhere near as big as this town, but holds as many people as this town.
Yeah. Well, the guy that was on the submarine, he said half the time when they first leave with all the supplies they got to carry, you're walking on part of it when you're going to different areas because there's nowhere else to put it. You know, hell, they just closed down a Dollar Tree because them people can't get the boxes out of the aisles. How can they do it on a submarine?
Speaking of which, it was announced that Dollar Tree is going to just start selling alcohol in 1,000 of its stores.
Wow.
Yeah, but they're probably not going to sell for $1.
So 1,000 stores are going to have alcohol. Dollar Trees.
And him in Indiana? Because I'll go buy that stuff just to taste it.
No, it probably will be for $1. I mean, it won't be anything. It won't be anything like the good stuff. It'll be like the white label beer. Beer.
No, I can say the majority of the stuff Bill got from Aldi's half, but Aldi's.
Mm-hmm. $6 or $6
Yeah, I don't think we've had anything bad that Bill's brought from Aldi's yet.
No, but the thing is, Aldi still tries to keep quality up to a point.
Right.
They're not going to sell. If you start selling stuff that tastes horrible, people are going to quit coming.
Exactly.
You know, you can't sell food that's like 3 days past its date.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be back. This is our last break, so we'll be back right after these messages right here on Geek Public Radio. You're listening to The Man Cave right here on Geek Public Radio. You can catch us out online at facebook.com/GPR The Man Cave. And we're back.
Damn it, Woody, did a chainsaw come when you bought that cup?
No, I bought that later.
Okay. I figured you bought a cup, got a free chainsaw.
Well, yeah, it was pretty damn expensive, I'll say that. So I thought, oh, that's cool. Hey, I'll take one of those. And
$40.
It wasn't quite that bad, but you're not far off.
So I think I got 18 in this one.
See,
They do work.
Jer has the Jer's ex-wife has the Cricut, so she can put like all the vinyl stuff over top of those.
Yeah.
So I thought about going to the dollar store and getting a bunch of them.
Yeah.
For cheap, and just having like
Get some GPR logos.
And whatnot,
shows.
and just like tossing them out to people. Like,
See, I bought this because I had the screw on top, and the straw can't come out. And when you got littles, the straw not coming out's a big plus. That's the first thing Abby did. Clunk, clunk. You can't get that one out, kid.
Ha ha.
Yeah, the kid off The Simpsons.
Nelson.
Yeah.
I said ha ha.
What is it? The Simpsons been on for 30 years now?
Well, they started Tracy Ullman, 88?
And then they got their own show a couple years later.
So it was probably 90.
Yeah.
I know they're up over like 600 episodes or
It's
something.
the longest running. They're now the longest running show of any time, ain't it?
Except for maybe a soap opera.
Yeah.
Simpsons came out in December of 1989.
Okay. So yeah, we was close. December of '89 is close enough to January of '90.
Right.
Yeah. So, yep, long time.
Have you seen Archer?
I've seen maybe like one of those.
I like it. I've seen
Amish
Archer.
cables. So,
Well, they're all, if you can get the streaming. I know it's hard to get internet out there too.
yeah.
But I watched then they finally started airing the new season.
Yeah, I've caught like the first 2 seasons.
Archer 1999, so it's like Space 1999.
I actually watched a few of those episodes because I remember watching that when I was a kid. So I watched a few on YouTube.
But it's funny because it's got like Star Trek in the Archer thing. It's got like Star Trek, Star Wars references, Firefly references, Aliens references, and like the uniforms they have, like
Anti-space, sci-fi.
Yeah, like it's all kind of crammed together.
Rampage.
Suppressing fire. But no, like so they have like there's stuff like referencing The Expanse.
Which Expanse?
The TV series The Expanse.
Oh, haven't seen it.
My favorite character on that show is the like bigger secretary, whatever her name is.
Oh, Pam.
Yeah.
Booby.
Yeah, some of the stuff she comes up with, they got her, man.
Oh, like there was a whole season where she was addicted to cocaine and lost weight.
Lost the way out. What was the one they had her? She was
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
She was an underground fighter or something like that.
Yeah, with
Had
the
these
Yakuza,
tattoos all over.
with the
her.
Yakuza.
Yeah.
She still has the tattoos. Like if you look at her, like they'll show her from like naked or whatever. Like she'll be sitting there and like this big tattoo thing on her back, and it's like like word. Like you can almost read it. And
Phrasing.
but the last one, they turned her into a guy.
Oh wow.
In Dreamland. And then, well, you couldn't really tell if she was a guy or a girl.
Yeah.
But it was, they just called her Boovie.
Boovie.
And then this one, she's now a giant rock monster.
Nice. Now, what are they doing to the crazy girl, the crazy rich one?
Oh, she's got another name now, and she's got like the butch haircut, and she's like some onboard ship person, whatever.
I know they're pretty funny, the ones I've seen.
But I watched it and I was like, I actually enjoyed the sci-fi side, like the space, the
space side of it.
Yeah, I was like, this is actually pretty cool.
I'll have to check that out tomorrow, maybe if I ever get a chance.
I came across it on the thing. I was like,
What's it on? Roku or Netflix or just streaming on
FX.
FX thing?
Yeah. If you go to FX now, you can
Watch it.
You have Comcast, so you can watch it on demand.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, we're getting towards the end here. So, the quick beer review: the Upland Brewing 2 Tarts.
Actually, that out of what we drink, that's my better. That's my
Yeah.
I like it better.
It had just a little bit tart. It wasn't overpowering by any means.
I'm sort of like him. That first drink, it
puckered my butthole.
wasn't that tart to me, but the more you drank it, the less tart it seemed.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's definitely a beer or two kind of beer, not let's get drunk on it beer.
Yeah, I'm going to say if you got one of them in the fridge and it's hotter than hell out and you're sweating and you grab one, it's probably going to taste pretty good.
Yeah. It's definitely a summertime beer.
Yeah, it's definitely a summertime beer.
I could definitely see that. The Goose Island, on the other hand, I'm still
Goose
suffering.
Island wheat.
I'm still suffering through that.
Yeah.
Like I have half of one left.
No,
Yeah.
mine's done.
Yeah.
I guess dry is the way to explain it to me.
Yeah.
And the Lion Bastards, there ain't no lemon taste that I could,
No.
even on the back, maybe I've got it.
All I taste is the wheat. Like you can taste the wheat.
Yeah.
Because it says on the can, extra lemony, extra bright. Well, I didn't get either one of those.
It was a dull.
Maybe we're drinking it.
It was bland.
Remember the taste testings down in Gatlinburg where he said you got to inhale through your mouth and then exhale through your nose? Maybe we're breathing wrong.
It's beer. You're not supposed to breathe.
He's going to say you're not supposed to have any fancy breathing to get the taste.
Tomorrow I'm going to have a whole bunch of those.
I was going to say, speaking of which, a friend of mine was going down there, so he's picking up some blackberry for me.
Ooh, that was good.
Yeah.
I still got some oatmeal at the house.
Although I should have had him pick up some of that strawberry cream.
Oh, yeah. I still kick myself in the butt for letting her get... She wanted the butter pecan. I wanted strawberry, so I went with butter pecan. 'Cause it's better to have her happy.
Right?
Well, yeah.
I wanted this.
And keep her liquored up, too.
Yeah, keep her liquored up and happy is great.
Keep a drink in her hand.
I wanted this. We were talking about this, and but I went and got that because
No, the strawberry was really good. We're planning on making another trip. I think, I don't know when. Probably be next spring break because it'll be about the last chance I'll have to take my two youngest anywhere. Because they graduate. They're seniors now.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, exactly.
Get out.
Yeah, one's talking about...
Well, hold on. We know that's not going to be the case.
I still got all four. And then plus two.
I was like, you're at 6.
Yeah, I'm at 6 now. And the 6 are there for at least another 15 years. Because the one's just 3. So, yeah, when I realized I'll be 60 when she graduates, I was like, wow. You grandpa? Nope.
Oh, you brought your grandpa to school. That's my dad. Well, that's the same thing if I had kids now. It'd be the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Well, Heather's like, oh, I want kids. I'm like, no, we're 40.
Well, the thing is now,
I'm like 58, 60 to, no, I'm not.
They graduate and he collapse.
Right?
finally finished.
Like, I have a 21-year-old. I'm done. Can you imagine that span of time between, like, okay,
So
you're...
you're basically ready to be grandpa now.
No, I can't. I can't imagine. I can't imagine that span. I've got a 23 and a 3.
Yeah, but you didn't put in the work.
Nah. Nope.
But
Because people is stupid.
Yeah, but you also didn't have to go through pregnancy
No,
yeah,
twice.
that's-
so-
that is. I'm hungry. I'm fat. Oh, God damn it!
Why is it so hot in here?
I'm freezing. You were just hot 5 seconds ago.
Yeah.
I want pickles and ice cream.
She never really had any real weird cravings. Now, she couldn't eat eggs.
Oh, it just made her nauseous.
Yep. Eggs would make her nauseous. It's, yeah, some of the side effects is you just scratch your head and say, okay, dear.
If you want me to stay away, I'll stay away. If you need me, just call me.
Yeah.
I'll be over here.
I'm going out to the garage.
Put down the firearm.
She's talking about wanting a pool and this, that, and the other tonight. And I was like, well, how the hell are you going to put that with a garage in the way? I said, eventually I want to build a garage in the backyard. She's like, no, I meant the side. She said, no, next to the house. I said, well, you should have said side yard, not backyard. There's a big difference.
Well, it is that time.
Yep.
We have hit we've hit it. So.
Wow, we actually talked for 3 damn hours almost.
Right.
Well,
And the two talkers weren't here.
Well, it takes us a while to get our stride.
Yeah.
We don't have the filler guys here.
Right. But I'm going to go get drunk tomorrow. I'm going to start my drinking at 2 at the Taster Anderson on tap for the Taster Society.
So we're going to get drunk and ghost stories tomorrow night, huh?
Yes. I was walking around.
I seen one coming home. He was sitting in a truck next to me.
No, because I met up with these guys after they got back last year.
Yeah.
It was
They hadn't anything to eat, so I went and got a pizza for them, and it just got devoured.
Well, it was hot.
Oh, yeah. It was like 90 last year, wasn't it?
It was hot. It was all alcohol, and we really only had like a couple things of water, and we didn't have, like, just like this year, we didn't have money for food. So, when we went, so it would be like pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and during that time, I'll be at a reunion.
So you'll be eating. You'll be eating for all of us.
Yeah.
We'll be drinking for all of you.
Yeah.
And there's enough there that, like I said, we spent 4 hours and just made one lap.
Wow. Well,
And we didn't hit any place twice.
At least this year you know which ones to skip.
No,
Maybe.
because they all had at least one thing that was good.
Yeah.
You know, and Jer's whole thing was, give me a glass of whatever you're most proud of. So I just went that route. Whatever you think is the best.
Unless it's an IPA.
Some of the IPAs weren't bad. They weren't like what we've been drinking, and that's why I've been trying to, like, maybe I should go,
Maybe because
take
they're
notes.
a little fresher.
I'm going to take notes. This is a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah.
This is a good one. And they're all local. I mean, like Creatures of Habit, we had a couple good ones from there, and they're just now opening a bar.
Where at?
Right across the way from Kettle Top, and it's owned by the same people who own Kettle Top.
Oh, wow.
So they're opening.
I got to get over there one night.
We still
Somebody said the food's really good.
Yeah, we still have the open to do the show over there. We just got to get everybody together to do the show, and give us a date, and that way I can talk to them ahead of time and say this is when we're going to do the show.
And we'll taste whatever you put in front of us.
Twice.
And we're going to need a bus to take us home.
Yeah. Well, I still got a car that holds 7.
There you go. But on that note, we will talk to you guys next week. This is the Man Cave.
See ya.